Greetings Aries, and welcome to your June 2021 reading with me. Hey, thank you for joining me. We are wandering into the halfway point of this year of 21, only the second year into the 20s decade, and I think we are beginning to understand how we are proceeding forward into these 20s and the immense changes they are going to have on us at the collective and at the independent and personal level as well. So welcome into this foray of change, I think we could say. As we move into June, we will see the two eclipses. The first one is on the 26th of May. That is the full lunar eclipse. It is a supermoon too, by the way, so it is going to be a powerful eclipse. And I think we're going to feel that at the collective. We can sort of see the energies already building up to it, sadly some of which is showing itself through crises in the Middle East and perhaps all the health issues that India is going through at the moment. So these are some of the energy fields that are building as they move into the eclipse energy. It's not all bad, but those are some of the ones that are showing their faces already. Independently for yourself, you will find the eclipses will activate certain aspects and dynamics. Eclipses are all about the hidden things that we either haven't faced or wanted to, that we're perhaps hiding from, or things that we didn't know about that will bubble to the surface and we have to address them. The second eclipse is on June the 10th, that's the annular solar eclipse, and that will also be quite powerful. So behind those energies we have the usual astrological planetary movements, and these have been powerful for some time because they're dealing with a lot of outer planetary movements, and a lot of that is also dealing with karmic stuff. So karma relates to our lifetimes that we have here, and it relates to lessons we have to learn and cleansing that we need to make, sort of for the soul to heal and move itself up in frequency levels. And a lot of that can also be tied into family ancestral healing. So a lot of people will have been going through these experiences in the last few years, really, that family healings are starting to, or ancestral imbalance is starting to open up as well. And this can play itself through in many, many different ways, depending on what sort of family lineage you're linked into. For some people it's mental health, for others it's physical health disabilities, for others it's emotional trauma, for some it's money. So it's a very, very vast dimension that we're looking into. It's very much an individual soul perspective that we're talking about that aligns with the families. Let's move into your card reading, and this is for Aries moon or rising, also for cross watchers and for the sun sign obviously. This is a Doreen Virtue fairy deck. This is another one, it's a daily guidance deck, and this is a Tony Salarino. So we will start with the full tarot deck first. This is for Aries for June 2021. What is in store for them? What would you like them to see, know, hear, or understand? The Seven of Cups, the Empress, and the Wheel of Fortune. So two major arcanas, and the Seven of Cups. Let's see what else is in store. Oh, they all shot out. The Queen of Spring, which is yourself, the High Priestess, and these three that have come out, which were actually all just out in the previous reading, which was for Cancer. I did shuffle the cards, but what I have been telling people is there is definitely quite a lot of swords coming out for the May-June reading, and I think this is just a global indicator of the type of energy field around. It can mean communication, action, swift action, quite decisive, sometimes a bit feisty and turbulent. So just a couple more here for Aries, just because I will continue that shuffling process. This is for June. Aries, June. The Star, that's always a nice one to get. And just one more from these. Which one shall I take? Send me your message across the screen. Which one do you want me to take? This one then. The Seven of Swords. Oh, he's not the best one for us to have ended up with. And you've actually got 2 sevens, the 7 of Cups and the 7 of Swords. So let's read them. No more procrastinating. Your power comes from making a decision. Confusion that arise from over-analysing the options. There is a better choice, not seeing things clearly and running away from the truth. So as I say, I think when the eclipses come, you can't really run away from the truth because the truth opens up. You may be offered certain things around this time frame, and some of you might be really tempted to take them. So be very careful about what you pick and who you let into your inner circle. This guy, the 7 of Swords, is one of the cards I dislike the least, although she still makes it a beautiful card to look at in this particular deck. It can mean that there are untrustworthy people around. So someone who might be trying to scam you or do something to defraud you one way or another. Now, I have also noticed when this card comes out, it can actually mean at a global level, especially when I'm doing general readings. So sometimes we can see mass outages of things like the internet, or things like Facebook going down, or YouTube or Instagram or TikTok. They can be hacked and your accounts can be hacked. So we'll see if that actually happens anytime from now, which is mid-May through to the end of June type thing, to see if there's something big that goes on globally. But for your own sake, just watch your own personal identity and keep a watch on it. Also, any offers that come in, do your due diligence and make sure you select the right thing. So we'll get those 2 out of the way straight away, and then I can put them over there because I'm not a fan of either of them really. And the 7s are very cerebral and they make us think a little bit more. So putting the process of thinking behind their actions is actually quite important. It also means if you're doing something, this one, that is a bit dubious, don't do it because you will be found out and you'll be caught. So it also tells us that. If we rearrange these a little bit, we have these 4 major arcanas. So you guys actually so far through from the readings have got 4, and hardly anyone else has had that many. In fact, no one else. Most everyone has had heaps of swords. You still have had 4 swords. So the swords still mean a little bit of combobulation or lack of unity or lack of flow. So it could still be a month where there's a bit of argy-bargy, especially this one coming out over here. And then you've got this one which represents yourself. So these are also air sign people. They can be Aquarius, Gemini or Libran people, and they can be relatives one way or another. So this is like a father and siblings. So these could be related to you. They could be your own family members. They could be siblings, cousins, relatives, or people you work with. Or even if you are mentoring younger people, these people could be involved one way or another. It feels as though this could almost be a family unit here. There's nothing wrong with all of these ones coming out and this being involved. It might be that somehow in May or June you work together cohesively as a family, or your family is drawn together, or you are working among the family to find answers to certain things that you are working on, or perhaps you end up working on something very much as a tight unit, or you might become tighter. You might see these family members that you haven't seen for a long time. So it's a little bit like saying family coming back together. Some families have been separated because of the situation of the big V, the V, both V's. One V separated us and the other V might bring people together to a degree. Now I'm sounding like a poet, this wackadoodle. I'm talking in code, obviously, but I don't know why, because my videos have been already heavily restricted and not that many views are done on them anymore. So look at the words that are on the top for the positive energy field to come from these. Anyhow, this is brilliant, loyal, talented and friendly. And it says, believe in yourself. Wonderful people want to help you. Maintain a balance between work and home life. So that's a message specifically for you guys, Aries. So there are support of people around you who give you nurture, love and help and offer support. There could be these people right here. So they're around you, rallying around, and if they're air sign people, they can be quite feisty and they can give you a lot of energy. You get an energy flow off them as well. So we've got intellectual, determined, focused, impulsive, inquisitive, truthful, realistic, undiplomatic, and then knowledgeable, experienced, fair-minded, and unemotional. It says get some information from professional and objectives, and information that can help you but which may be also difficult to hear. Speaking the truth with kindness, an indigo child or adult who might be on your mind, who could be in your life that you are giving extra support or help to, that might be an air sign. And seek an intellectual solution to your problem, the need to act quickly and decisively, sudden or unexpected changes. So this Prince of Winter is the Knight of Swords, and it can be about very quick happening intervention, changes in direction, contracts coming in to be signed unexpectedly. It doesn't mean they're bad, but it means seek out intellectual advice. Now, if it's something to do with this, that's why all of these might be over here acting and standing up and being heard. So sometimes when you get the court cards, it doesn't have to resemble individual people. It can be the situation that's occurring in the background. And that's why court cards in a reading can be convoluted, because they're either people that are coming in, or they are situations that you need to address one way or another. You need to figure out yourself which way these court cards are talking to you. Is it about people in your life that you need to pay attention to or that are supporting you? Or is it situations that they're telling you to be wide awake about and to not go signing into something that you shouldn't, and to be open to due diligence and saying no to things that aren't right? We come back to these big major players. The Star, actually, this was really good to get, and the Star did come out before these two. The Star always lessens any negative impact cards. So the Star can sit over there on top of those two and have a great positivity to it. It comes to you as protection from the celestial realm, sometimes from spirit guides, guardian angels, even angelic archangels. So there's a lot of protection around when the Star is out. It says here, look to the future with hope and optimism, the power of faith to move mountains, happy changes that bring relief from challenging times. So really, really optimize the energy of the Star. You can take a photo of that and keep it on your phone. Reread those words and embellish that energy coming in. It's positive and it's fueled with greater universal energy that gives you a great deal of impetus and energy moving forward. It can be about bringing balance into the body and nurturing the body with food and water that is good for you. So drinking really high quality mountain water or mineral water, something along those lines, can be beneficial as well. So the Empress, the Wheel, and the Priestess. The Wheel comes out the least probably of all the cards because it's a major player. It's the number 10. It's often indicating the end of a cycle. It said delays are over, sudden or unexpected good luck, a new car or travel. Again, great meanings behind the Wheel. That's a fairly shortened version of the depth of it, but great positivity there. So if there have been delays, you're moving now into a faster pace. You are turning the corner. A new evolutionary process is coming. For some of you who have had a decade birthday, this is the beginning of your new decade, and it looks as though it's a great way to start the decade with the Wheel coming in. Some of you may be traveling, you may have a new car or experience travel or movement along those lines. Great good luck, sudden or unexpected good luck. So enjoy the energy of the Wheel, and it does work at a much deeper transient, well, when I say transient, it's a deeper level that takes place over a span of time, so it's constantly moving and evolution is always taking place, so it's never sitting still. The Empress, time to take action, the power of creativity, success that allows for the life of luxury or a life of luxury. It's opulence, it's good health, it's fertility, sometimes conception, pregnancies. It is the harvest of life. It's reaping the rewards of hard work, of knowledge gained, and that brings us to the High Priestess. Trusting intuition, careful reflection before taking action, insights that come through meditation. So moving into that realm of your psychic awareness, listening to the messages that come through dreams, hidden messages like synchronistic events. Some of you may become more interested in esoteric knowledge or writings or learnings. You may be opening up to the holistic world. Some of you may be moving into healing or psychic work, and this, you could find that at this time you become even more psychic and aware. Again, this is a card of fertility often, so we've got lots of fertility in here. And fertility isn't just a pregnancy, it's fertility or conception of ideas that are coming through. So some of you might be really pumping out ideas and creativity for new businesses or concepts, or making something, or engineering, or structuring something. So there's a massive amount of creativity within this reading, and even that, she's creating something on the spinning wheel. So if you took those three major arcanas together and really powered them up and utilized the energy field they're delivering to you, you would be surprised what can come from this within your reading if you really allow it to open up. And then you place the star on top of it again, and boom, it just exponentiates everything. It just creates a bigger field of positivity. Pretty interesting reading there for you. I think they're talking a lot about the future, about prospects, about ideas, about movement, concepts, good fortune. There is those 2 sevens that were around. I don't know why I picked up that other card. There are the 2 sevens that are around, and yeah, just be careful, do some due diligence around things that you are wanting to uplift, contracts or new people coming in. Keep your personal identity safe. Ask if you want something in life. Ask these helpers that are here in the star card, your personal agents of light and interaction and manifestation. Some of you may have had a burning question that you're wanting to ask, and it doesn't just have to be a celestial one. You might be needing to ask someone else for help or information. Entrepreneur, some of you are thinking of moving into the business field or sector. This could be a good time to do something along those lines, and it comes right under the ask. So if you're thinking of expanding into working for yourself, do some question seeking, look into it, ask some big questions, do some due diligence, because it feels as though it might be a time that some of you could really and truly do work for yourself. Innocence. If you're holding a grudge about something or someone, look into it a little bit more. You might find out that they aren't necessarily, as guilty as you've been charging them with. The law of attraction, beautiful card. Your thoughts are what you think is what you create. You are what your thoughts are. And spend time on the things that you want to attract into your life. So if you're looking for a new partner, spend time on the positive aspects of that. Embellish it, feel into it, make it real. If you're looking for new pets, there's plenty of animals on that card. Imagine them coming in, feel into their energy line and believe it. There's a big amount of believe. You must believe for it to happen and manifest. One more in here for Aries. Okay. Blessing in disguise. So if some of you have been going through something, it is a blessing in disguise. It might be long-term duration, it might have been a short event. It is teaching you something, and every time we go through a lesson we grow, and when we grow we expand, and when we expand we become more one with the universe. So the power of experiencing things and understanding the concepts of them happening to us, and that it's not always super bad. Yes, we might have had some bad luck, or yes, something happened that we didn't want it to, but it's teaching us along the way. And if we can understand that concept, then we let go of the poor me syndrome, you know, why me? Why did this happen? You just go, well, it did. I'm learning from it, so move on. God of the underworld, something which no longer serves you is about to end. That's a great card to get. This can be not so much the darker side, but the things that have been dreary or dredging you down or holding you back. And it can be things like addictive tendencies or codependencies or negative relationships or lack of self-confidence or lack of self-esteem or lack of money or lack of this or that. That's another really good card to receive. He's moving away. He actually is empowering you to stand up and be strong so that what doesn't serve you dissipates and leaves. And that's a blessing in disguise as well. Two cards telling the same thing. Goddess of the shadows. What you perceive to be your dark side holds a hidden treasure. Exactly. So what you thought was, you know, a curse or something that was holding you back or not good was a blessing in disguise. And whether it was something a part of your shadow aspect, like a codependency or an addiction to something, or a lack of freedom from something, or a lack of self-esteem, or a lack of feeling strong enough, these things are all beginning to dissipate away because your higher self is understanding the place in which it's played a role in your life and the purpose to which it's given you the who you are. Every aspect of us is a part of us that we have to integrate, and if we take pieces of each aspect, it makes us whole. And when we're whole, we are stronger and brighter than anything. Then we can't be then brought down, or we can't be pushed back down by ourselves or others, because our strength and our unity and our wholeness is there. Very, very powerful very powerful reading actually, Aries. You've had a lot of amazing messages and some great protection around you as well, especially if there is some darker energy that's trying to create a rift or something negative in the background. They're being pushed away. They're losing their power, and you're regaining your power and your energy. Wow, big nice ending there. Big read. So I trust you have enjoyed that. Power yourselves up, repower your battery packs, go out there with full gusto, look into the things that you want to activate, and really enjoy June and May and June as they come together for you, and prepare to walk into the other half of 2021. Thank you for subbing, liking the video, leaving your comments. Much love to you all. Namaste.